everyone and welcome back. I'm Nicole and this is Let Knit Be Sew. This is my little corner of the YouTubes where I talk about all things sewing and some knitting as well, and yeah, anything else creative that I might be getting up to. I'm back with a Friday Sews video, which is the hashtag that was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. I didn't do one last week. Time just got away with me. As I think I mentioned, I'm adjusting to a new work schedule and that didn't leave a lot of time. I didn't do any sewing, and yeah, I also didn't really have time to film anyway and edit either. So yeah, apologies for there not being one last week, but I do have one this week. I am currently filming in my lunch break so that I have time to edit this later this evening and make sure it's live on Friday. But yeah, let's get cracking. So just quickly on what I'm wearing. I'm wearing another one. I don't know that I've worn this on the channel yet. So this is another one of my Linden sweatshirts by Grey 9 Studio. I do find it annoying that I've got a long sleeve t-shirt, just a shop bought one on, and because it's chilly. I do find it annoying that it's, you know, because this is a, I guess you'd call it a crew neck top, that you can see it above the neckline of my jumper, but I would also rather be warm. So yeah, this is a Linden sweatshirt which I've colour blocked. So I've got this plain grey French terry, which is the sleeves and all of the cuffs and bands and everything, and then if I hover up a little bit more you can see, yeah, it's this, it's kind of like a dark bluish grey background with all of these sort of painterly like florals on, which I have absolutely no idea where I got it from. This is quite an old make, so yeah, I don't have any links to put for the fabric, unfortunately, but yeah, a good basic, and yeah, good to layer with long sleeve tops underneath. That's what I'm wearing. Alright, in terms of sewing, so I do have another finished make. I'm going to show you it on a hanger and then I will pop in some pictures. Reason being I'm not wearing it at the moment is because it still needs a few little adjustments, which I'll talk about in a sec. But yeah, here is the make. So this is my Tilly and the Buttons Billie Sweatshirt Dress. So I have made it in this lovely French terrier that I got from Sarah at Simple Life Fabrics. I think when I was looking the other week, I don't think she had it anymore, so apologies. I will have another look before when I edit this, but yeah, I don't think she had any more left. But yeah, it's this nice like blue background with the florals, and then I have done all of the cuffs. So I've done the neckband, the sleeve cuffs, and the hemband in this grey, just like plain grey ribbing. So I have done the balloon sleeved version, so it's got it's kind of harder to see when it's not on you, but you've got this like puff at the top with the gathering, and then it is also gathered into the sleeve cuff here, so you get a big balloon effect. So yeah, this is the sweatshirt, like the dress version. I didn't make the pockets because, having made other sweatshirt dresses before, I just find that the type of fabric, I feel like it's very often the pockets hang weird and it creates another like weird bump, and on a like place where you don't necessarily want a weird bump. So I haven't included them, I just trace the pattern off straight down. But yeah, like I say, I will put in some pictures of me wearing it just so you can see exactly what I mean. So what am I gonna adjust? So I do love it, and I definitely will get lots of wear out of it, I'm sure, but there's just a couple of things. So I sewed, so I think the seam allowances on this technically is 5/8 of an inch, but I sewed everything with 1/4 of an inch seam allowance because I was a bit unsure about how fitted it would be on the bottom half. So I cut out a size 3 all over for this, and whilst the top measurements are fine, the like bottom half measurements are like very close to like my hip measurements. So I was yeah, I didn't want to sew straight away at the recommended seam allowance to then realise that it was too tight. There's there's some stretch in this French terry, but you know, French terry tends to be not a super stretchy fabric, so yeah, I wanted to give myself wiggle room, literally, to yeah, adjust it if necessary. And I don't necessarily think I will do it on the body. I think the main place it needs to happen is on the sleeves, so that you can see that there's quite a big shoulder seam length here, and I have quite narrow shoulders, so it's not hitting me where it should. So I think taking that extra bit out of it will then enable the puff bit to really sit on like where the point of my shoulder is, and just, yeah, balance it out a bit better. Like, it's not terrible at the moment, but I think, yeah, that will just, yeah, balance the effect of the puff sleeve out a little bit more, because where it's kind of like it's sort of like down here and then you've got the puff, it looks slightly odd. So yeah, going to go back in and sew the remainder of the seam allowance there on that the armhole seam. The other thing that I will probably do is, so again, I did the same thing for every seam, and so I probably will come back and do it for the neckband as well. I don't think I mind it on the cuffs. I think the cuffs are fine. I would say the sleeves may be ever so slightly short, especially because obviously I'll be taking a bit out of them when I adjust this. So yeah, maybe a little bit on the short side, and I don't think of myself as having particularly long arms, but yeah, that's, yeah, I don't think I will adjust the cuff or the hem. But yeah, I think this neckband is just a bit wide, and I think it will sit better if, again, I just take it back to where it, where it should be, where it's kind of maybe not quite a half, but like, yeah, just a little bit thinner. I think it will sit better and help with the fit. So those are the things that I'm going to do. So, and that's obviously nothing on the pattern, that's just me hedging my bets on seam allowances and giving myself the space to yeah, come back and change it if I didn't like the fit. So that is entirely a my decision, which I'm now going back in to adjust to get the fit just the way I want it. But yeah, otherwise super happy with this. We'll definitely be making more because yeah, it's a great thing. I think this is fine to be worn out and about, but equally I think I do obviously have a lot of like sweatshirts, but I think, yeah, having a whole dress to just throw on over some leggings to like hang around the house will be really nice and cozy as well in these colder months. So yeah, definitely will make it again. I think that's all I have to say about this. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some wear out of it now it's finished. Now I finally have a sweatshirt dress. So I don't have anything else currently in progress. I'm going to have a cutting out session tomorrow because I've got a day off of work. So yeah, I'm going to get some cutting out done. So I haven't decided exactly what. There's a few different options, but yeah, I'll be getting probably a couple of bits cut out so that then I have, yeah, a few things ready to go when I do have sewing time, now that, yeah, I've got a different work schedule that I'm getting used to. But I do have another knitting work in progress. So I'm part of a knitting group. We try and meet once a month in person, but we also do like weekly Zoom knitting meetups where we yeah, just sit and knit in our own homes and chat over Zoom. And every now and again we suddenly decide to do like a knit along where we're all knitting something to like a theme, or we're always pretty like vague. We're not like everyone has to knit this exact pattern or what have you. We try and keep it as open as possible so that everyone gets something that they want and will enjoy out of it, rather than it being too prescriptive. And because there's been lots of chat and sharing of patterns in our WhatsApp group, we decided to do a knit along for a hood. So Hadn't really been aware that these were a thing, but they seem to be popping up everywhere. Yeah, essentially kind of like a balaclava, but not so fitted necessarily. I feel like there's lots of different versions. Some of them are more just like a shawl that you can tie around and wear like a little hood. Others are a bit more like you pull it on over the top of your head. Yeah, but we decided to do a hood knit along, and the pattern I have chosen is the Bonbec Hood by Emilie, I think her name is Emilie Luis. I will link it in the comments. But yes, I went for that pattern, which is, yeah, a pull-on version, and it has like an edging, and it does, the pattern does say to do like a long I-cord that you're going to thread through the edging, that you can like sort of adjust it. I'm not sure whether I'm necessarily going to do that bit or whether I might use a ribbon or something different. I'm going to see how it fits once I've knit the hood and the edging. But this is where I'm at so far. It looks really odd because it felt for the longest time like I was just knitting a giant hole, which I guess it kind of is, because you know my face is going to be in the middle of it. Yes, so you can see I've got this is where I cast on, so I've got a little bit of ribbing at the bottom, and then I've just been knitting split with this hole. Yeah, that's where my face is going to go. So I've got about another inch more to knit, and then yeah, you will join it at the top, and then like I say, there's an edging to go around that can have a cord threaded through. And I'm using 2 deep stash yarns. I've got some mohair that is from Eden Cottage, and silk mohair that is, and then this merino 4-ply, which is from a lady called Fine Fish Yarn, who I don't think she dyes anymore. But yeah, these were already had been sitting in my stash caked up. Who knows what I'd intended on making with them, don't know. But I was like, great, now I don't have to wind any yarn. So that's why I chose them. And this is quite a neutral colour, so you know, it's going to go well with whatever jacket or coat I'm wearing. But yeah, I'll give you a close-up of how the fabric is looking. It's like a very subtle, like aquary blue with fluff. So yeah, hopefully I've got some outdoor activities that I would quite like, something of that nature to wear coming up, so I'm hoping that I can get it finished in the next week. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that's what I'm knitting at the moment. And then I also have a little bit more of fabric shopping. So again, this was bought in like the sort of end of year sales, but yeah, it wasn't here. It hadn't arrived in the post last time I filmed a Friday Sews, so I did a little bit of an order with Jenny Stitches. Part of it was some of the grey ribbing, which I've already used some of on my Billie, so that was one bit that I bought. I'm going to show the weird bit first. So I bought this. So this is one of those where it's like you didn't read properly, because I thought this would be like a good some good drawstring for like a project bag, but it is very much a lot thicker than I was expecting. It's kind of more like the sort of stuff you would have like curtain tiebacks, but I guess it could be like a bag handle or like a double bag handle, I don't know. But yeah, that is entirely on me for not reading how thick it was. So yeah, if anyone has any uses for stuff like this, which is not curtain tiebacks, because I don't have curtains in anywhere in this flat, so yeah, anyone has suggestions for some reasonably chunky cord, let me know. But yeah, then there's 2 fabrics. So I've got this French terry, which is this cool lilac-y colour with these teal aquary sort of squiggly lines on. I think there's just a metre here. Yeah, this looks like just a metre, which I know is plenty for me to get a sweatshirt out of. So it's probably going to be a Jarrah and probably the crew neck version, and I can do the grey as the cuffs and stuff. But yeah, it's quite a drapey, thinner French terry compared to some of the other French terries, like you could probably make like a t-shirt, more of a t-shirt with it if you wanted to. Obviously it's, you know, it is a French terry, so like it doesn't have that same like sort of snap recovery as like a cotton lycra jersey has, but yeah, something that wasn't, you didn't need to be like super fitted, that wasn't, you know, it is quite light for a sweatshirt, so but I'm happy with that. So that is that one. And then the other thing I got, because I'm, you know, always late to the party on things, is I bought some of the Fabric Godmother leopard print denim. So yeah, I had been thinking about a leopard print skirt for a while. I had sort of hoped that I might see something that was a bit more along the grey spectrum. But you know, I've seen so many people make such great stuff with this denim and give, you know, very good thoughts and feedback on it. So yeah, I decided that I would pick up a meter in the sale. So yeah, just a meter. My kind of go-to like mini skirt pattern is the Tilly and the Buttons Ness skirt. I've made that several times before, so I think that is probably the one that I will do. I'm wondering if I could add something fun, like maybe some like, I don't know, I feel like a pop of colour would be fun on the pockets. Maybe in some top stitching thread or something, I don't know. But yeah, that is the plan for this. Oh, there's a bit of glitter in there. I don't know whether that's from me or from Jenny, but yeah, that is the Fabric Godmother, yeah, lace print. Is it Ace? I think it's Ace denim is the base, and then yeah, the leopard print one. So yeah, I've got a meter of that to play with. But yeah, that is my little fabric selection of shopping from Jenny Stitches. And I think that's everything crafty and creative that I have to talk about this week. In terms of other stuff, I have been also filming a wardrobe review. It's taken a lot longer than I anticipated, because yeah, even though I thought I was being quick, it turned out not, and I had a lot of footage to then edit. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to release it in 2 parts, because otherwise it's going to be one crazy long video, so I think 2 parts might be better. So hopefully that will come out next week and the week after. But yeah, just doing a few more bits of editing and yeah, pulling it together for you. Yeah, what else is happening? So women's football is back this weekend, so they have a longer winter break in comparison to men's football in the UK, which just carries on all through Christmas and New Year and stuff. They have a break, so we are back. Well, we were meant to be back. Some people were back last weekend. Unfortunately, in the UK, it was quite a cold snap for the UK, and obviously because the women's football is played often at much smaller grounds with less like facilities than like big Premier League main stadiums. Quite a lot of games got called off because the pitches were frozen essentially and not safe for people to play on. And yeah, we were supposed to be playing last weekend, but yeah, our game, it was an away game, and yeah, unfortunately it was cancelled because yeah, the pitch wasn't safe to play football on. But it is warmer. I mean, it's not warm, but it's warmer this week, so we should be fine. And yeah, it's a home game, so that means I will be back watching in person. We are playing Leicester on Sunday at our home ground, and then there's also a midweek game. So from going with for no women's football for multiple weeks, about, you know, I think maybe at least a month, that there's been a break. Yeah, we've then got several weeks of 2 games a week, and so midweek we have our League Cup quarterfinal, against West Ham. So that's on Wednesday night, and that is the time when I would really quite like to have that hood done, because obviously on Sunday, you know, it's not going to be warm, but it will be at least in daylight hours, whereas the game on Wednesday is going to be an evening game, and because it's a cup game and it's quarterfinal, it could go to additional time and penalties, so we might be there quite late. So yeah, I've obviously got my giant silly Football Manager puffer coat to wear, but yeah, I think I would be quite grateful of having that hood. So that is what I am kind of aiming towards. Like I say, I've only got an inch more to knit on the main body of the hood, and then I've got the edging to add on. So I feel like it's achievable, but yeah, I definitely would appreciate that, because it will be, yeah, wear as many clothes as you possibly can that night to ensure that, yeah, you don't end up very, very frosty, because yes, it's a very small ground in comparison to the big Premier League stadiums, and yeah, definitely not as warm. So yes, that I'm really looking forward to. Not sure whether I will get to do Friday sews next week, just because I have a bit of have some other stuff on, and like I say, I'm gonna be out on a Wednesday night, and then there's a friend's 40th birthday party that I will be going to. So yeah, there's a few things that make me, you know, question whether I'm going to have time either to sew or to film, but I will try my best. I also want to get the hang of using the community tab on YouTube, so that I can like just, you know, post an update for people who are subscribing, to just say, you know, apologise if I end up missing another Friday sews, but there obviously will be these this 2-part wardrobe review series, so you know, there will be something from me, hopefully, even if it's not a Friday sews video. Alright, feel like I've been talking super quickly because I know that I've got to go and make myself some lunch and then get back on to my work, and yeah, hopefully I've made some sort of coherent sense, but yeah, that's everything for this week on Friday Sews. Thanks very much for joining me. Obviously, if you would like to, you can click the like button and subscribe to follow and be notified when I put out more videos. It will be great to have you here. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say, so I'm going to stop waffling and let you get on with your Friday. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will speak to you all again very soon. Bye.